Natalie Turner, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me and talk about your experience working together. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank
Thank
you
you. How are you?
again for just showing up and being seen and being heard by someone out there that's interested in doing coaching one-on-one. We've been coaching together since last year,
July.
July
I think it was
2022.
July.
We've worked for a long time together. You've invested almost $6,000 with me, and you've locked yourself in for another 4 or 5 months together, which says a lot, I think, around a one-on-one coaching and the power of it and the depth at which we go, which I imagine we'll talk a little bit more about today. But first of all, I want to ask you, um, why have you decided to continue to re-sign and do one-on-one coaching?
Well, obviously I've got through a lot since starting, and I just didn't feel like I was finished in my internal growth. So I just knew I had to keep going. It didn't feel complete yet for me.
And it's such an honor to be able to be your coach for such a long time. I think when we have that one-on-one support, we know we're held for the long term. And so when your needs change, we can adapt and personalize your coaching accordingly. So tell me a bit more about the beginning, Nat. Like, where were you and what was your life like before starting coaching?
Well, it was a complete mess. It was just I didn't know what to do, where to start even trying to fix anything that was upsetting me. Like everything was just so loud and angry, but it was very hurt and very painful. So, and I didn't know where to start. And then I have thought about coaching for a few years, and yeah, I didn't really find anyone. And then you just kept popping up, and I just felt like I resonated with you so much, and I just jumped in, and it was the best thing I ever did.
That's amazing. You found me through Instagram, right?
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
We got on a call with one another and chatted back and forth about one-on-one, and then you decide to sign up right there for a 9-week container.
Yeah, I was ready.
Yeah, you were
I was
ready.
so ready.
And from the get-go, what did you find most beneficial about working one-on-one in those early times?
Um, well, I like that there wasn't like other people to like work around as well. Like I like that it was just solely what I needed and not kind of a lot of people needed at that time, which I know can be good and you can kind of bounce off each other. But yeah, I definitely felt like I needed all the attention. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what one-on-one's all about, right? Those personalized deep dives into what's important for you. And in the beginning, in particular, I remember that we spent a lot of time exploring emotions and validating emotions and communicating those emotions. For now, do you feel like you're more in touch with your emotional needs and expressing that?
Yes, I certainly am. And I'm not sure too many people are happy about that.
Talk to us about it.
Um, Everyone's just so used to me just taking it and holding everything in and keeping it back, and then I just kind of deal with it by myself. But now I'm just like, no, what you're doing is upsetting me. This is how I'm feeling. And I just think in the whole picture, it's beneficial for everyone because I would shut down and no one would know what would happen. And then I'd become explosive and everything would be far more messy than it actually needed to be. But then a lot of people I find really don't like to hear the truth. So it's kind of it's good and it's bad. Like for me, it's great. The people who I guess it comes back to boundaries when it's like you're pushing them when they expected you to still be that withheld person, they don't like it and they find it hard. But so it's definitely tested a few relationships. But yeah, for me as a whole, I feel much better in myself, a lot more confident as well to be able to express my emotions and what I'm thinking and feeling. And it's actually helped my children too, because I can do it and I'm teaching them how to do it by the way I speak to them. So now they are having the confidence to do the same thing, which I love the most.
And what practical ways do you have now from our coaching that help you manage stress, regulate your emotions, and communicate your needs?
Well, I definitely take time now. Like I allow myself to just really step back, just kind of get more centered before I actually speak and just like think about it a bit. I mean, there's a lot of deep breathing, an awful lot of deep breathing. Um, so yeah, once I kind of get my breathing under control, calm myself, then I will step back into it and have that conversation. And yeah, my kids now know. And now they say it too. They're like, I just need a minute. I'm like, okay, you take your minute, then we'll talk about it. So I think that's pretty cool.
Amazing to hear. I wonder, Nat, during our process together, we've spent a lot of time journaling and processing the past and how that impacts today, and then thinking more about who you choose to become. Talk to me a bit more about how journaling's influenced your journey.
Journaling was hard to start, but I find once I start writing, it's really hard to stop. And it's for me, I find it really great to kind of break everything down in my journaling. And then I find I kind of answer a lot of things for myself in my journaling as well. I'm just like, oh, okay, well, that's good. But I also find I have lots of different journal writing styles depending on how I'm feeling and what I'm actually writing about, which I found really weird. But yeah, but that also, if I'm not sure how I'm feeling, I know by how I'm journaling as to how I'm feeling. And yeah, and that's like another thing I've passed on to my children. So now they tell me when they need to go journal if things are just feeling too big and loud for them. So I love that. Yeah, that because I do it so much now, they can see and they also feel the difference in themselves by just getting it out. And it's so much different to write it down on paper and to visually see it than to actually have the conversation with someone. And I mean, some things you don't want people to know. So it just journaling is perfect. But yeah, it's definitely, I feel sorry for journalists because of how much abuse they got.
Yeah,
All
we've
this
spoken about
sadness.
that. I know it's like we pour our hearts and souls into our journal, and I think,
they,
oh
they
no, they
just
know everything.
they just take it all. I mean,
Yeah.
they're wondrous and powerful.
Talk to me about what life is like now and what you've normalized in your life as a result of coaching.
Oh wow. Okay. So my life right now is a lot more freeing. I feel so much freer in myself. I'm a lot more confident than what I ever have been, especially when it comes to speaking and letting people know my thoughts now. Which again, that people don't really like, but comes with it. But I feel different. I feel so different inside, and I'm loving that so many people around me are noticing that, and I love that they notice how I now speak and how I see the world, and that I question things a lot more, but in a different way, not like a closed-minded way, but more of a how can I make it happen
And how would you describe me as a coach?
way. Right now? No. Great.
How would you describe my style of coaching over the past so many months that we've worked together one-on-one?
I very much enjoy our coaching. You definitely ask me questions I do not like to be asked, but I'm more than as much as I hated it at the time. I'm so grateful that you just push me to go into those little dark places and encourage me to sit with the really uncomfortable, heart-wrenching emotions that nobody wants to feel. And I love that you're just like, you just got to sit with it, got to feel it, free it, journal about it. I love that because that for me has really got me far to where I am today, because obviously nobody wants to sit with that. But you really encourage it, and you make us ask you ask us the hard questions, and we have to really, really dig deep for that. And I love that.
Oh, that's so nice to hear, Nat. Thank you so
Just,
much.
just not at the time.
Yeah, you're right. It definitely puts you, and you
Mm-hmm.
can't really escape, so to speak, from
There is no
our
escaping.
consistency of the weekly or fortnightly calls and the depth at which we go. And I don't mean to scare anyone off from this kind of work, but would you agree that I have a nurturing and consistent approach to doing the kind of the deeper work?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you are very cautious about it, and we do take time and we do take breaks if we need it. And you definitely encourage that.
Mm,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Encourage the breaks, encourage the humor, encourage the
Mm-hmm.
rest, so it's all sustainable. Hey,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Yes. And if we do go a little bit too far, we do pull back. And we go there when we're ready. We're like, we don't go there if we're not quite ready, which is
yeah,
also really great.
mm, yeah. Baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about. I want you to talk to me a little bit more, Nat, about self-confidence, self-worth, and that feeling of authenticity that's a big part of your life now,
Mm.
right? What have been the practical things that have helped that grow outside of our coaching? Like we have our calls, and then what else has really helped you grow your confidence and self-worth?
Well, journaling. I really love journaling. Sometimes I have to take long breaks when things are a little bit too intense, but I love the journaling, and meditating, I find really helps me a lot as well. But I also speak to myself differently, and I think I even see myself differently nowadays. Like I just really, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not that crappy person I think I am. I'm much better than that. So that definitely helps. And then I guess being authentic, I'm just using my voice a lot more. And I think I also listen better now. Like I listen to hear and not to respond to people. Like I take it all in, and then I just wait for them. And if they need a response, then I'll give it to them. But yeah, I think definitely using my voice has definitely helped me be more authentic. I got
Mm,
called as like trying to do like the power woman thing, like the strong woman thing the other day, and I was like, no, I'm just authentic now. But I'm not trying to be one of those women, which no offense to them, but yeah, I'm just being me. That's it. Like that's all I want to be now.
We've spent a lot of time talking about taking up space, being seen, being willing to be disagreed with or disliked or not be able to be digestible for other people, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's here, that's at work, that's at home. That's been a big part of our coaching, but it isn't where we started, would you agree?
Mm-mm.
Like we
Oh no.
started with all sorts of stuff from your habits to your relationships to your past. And I think you would agree that from the long-term one-on-one coaching and mentorship, that we have the capacity and space and time to be able to really grow into this new realm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It has been such an intense roller coaster, but like a good one.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, I feel like we have gotten through so much. We've gone to so many different places and been on so many different levels. It's as awful as it's been sometimes. It's just been the best experience. And I'm very grateful for it. Definitely something I encourage people to do. Yeah.
Do you think that people have an expectation of what self-development is like, and then when the reality of what it actually is like hits them, kind of puts them aside?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't come in with any expectations or anything like that, but yeah, I'm very surprised with how it has gone and how much has changed. And it's been a really hard reality check, but it's been so necessary. And so, I don't know, it's just definitely one thing. It's a leap that I took, and I'm so thankful that it's one that I did.
Mm,
And
yeah,
as for taking up space, I'm learning.
yeah.
I'm definitely learning.
Natalie, thank you so much for coming on and talking about your experience. It's challenging to be able to summarize such length and depth, but I think you've done a great job in what we've explored today. Is there any final thing that you want to say or suggest to anyone that's thinking about joining one-on-one or a group program?
Just do it. You got to do it. You will not. It's just something you cannot go wrong with. You can just, there's only up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You will be amazed as to how much you can change as a person. And it's absolutely incredible. The best feeling.